Chad, I am so tired. I am like beyond normal tired. My god. Dear goodness, I am EP. I am EP. I had to get up at like 7:20 today, even though technically I did not have to, because for some reason I had to accompany my granddad as he was driving our dog to the vet for his surgery, which honestly I could have just stayed at home and kept sleeping, but for some reason my grandma insisted that I had to go with, because apparently she doesn't trust our dog to stay seated on his seat, which he usually does. So I was awake at 7:30. Then I went to bed. Then we got back at like 9-ish or 8:30-ish. No, closer to 9 a.m.-ish. And then I stayed awake for like another hour because I thought they were going to be done sooner. And then I fell asleep, and then it was 12:30, and then we went to get him back, and I am tired. Very EP. Today might be a bit of a more chill stream, or maybe not. Maybe stream will wake me up properly. Who knows? Who knows? Also, I should probably get my glasses. Hold on. I forget that I have glasses now. Hold on. Hold on. Add it up. The chair is back. Oh my god. The stair is back, but now I float. Oh god, anyway. Also, let me say hi to y'all first. J1, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Booyad, welcome in. Yeah, that's how I'm doing. Eep. What HSR react are we doing? We are reacting to something that I've been wanting to react to for a while. Okay, my glasses are a little, God, is it just me? I can never get my glasses, like, fully clean. Maybe I'm just stupid, but never fucking works properly. But maybe that's just me being a little dumb. How's this? It could be worse. Could be worse. Let me put my headphones back on. We are reacting to a video that came out like 2 weeks ago that I've been wanting to react to for like 2 weeks, and that's what we're gonna be doing, which is the Giguk video. The Giguk lore video. The 47 minutes one. That's probably gonna take up majority of the stream. Valak, welcome in! Yes! New model since last week. Let me get some more water. Oh, also, I remembered that this is actually the first stream that, after we finished 3.5 last week, and I have been sitting on that quest for a little bit, and I have had some thoughts, some things that I've noticed that whenever we hop into the game later, I'm gonna, I'll hopefully remember to talk about, because there are some things that I noticed that are a little interesting, a little fascinating. The video I've been avoiding because of fear due to being a lore player. Sven, welcome in. Guess I won't be watching the stream then. Didn't finish the story yet. I think actually, I don't know. I think. Okay, this apparently covers the lore like up to like 3.4, but I assume it's gonna be mostly spoiler free. So you could stay around for this one if you don't mind like I guess like minor spoilers. I don't know how in detail he's gonna go in this. If it's I assume it's just gonna be like a beginner's guide of sorts. Yeah, but after that it's gonna be 3.5 spoilers. Mania, welcome in. Did y'all see Kirby Air Riders? I saw that there was apparently like a direct for it, but I haven't seen anything about it. It covers mostly up to 3.3. Oh, that should be fine. Sunday, welcome in. How you doing? But yeah, we are going to be reacting to... Actually, we're going to be reacting to this in a second. But first, I saw earlier today that apparently Genshin uploaded. Apparently there was like a little like Genshin teaser thingy on that they showed on Gamescom yesterday-ish or something. That's like very short and I haven't watched yet. I don't know what it's. I don't really know what it's gonna be about. All I saw was Flints. So you know what? We're gonna watch that first. Little appetizer. For that, I should probably turn off the music, and I should actually swap so that you guys can actually hear the stuff. Where is it? There we go. My beautiful princely wife. God, I'm so looking forward to Flynn's. Waiting for my dad to call. I am normal. You are the normalist of normal. So yeah, let's watch this first. Closed captions? Yes. Because all I know is Flints. All I saw was Flints. And you know what? That's enough for me. I assume it's not gonna be nothing big. It's just gonna be like, you know, pretty visuals, but September 10th, save me. Is that when 6.0 drops? Let's see.
Thus did I foresee. Waves crashing on the shore. The night sky devoured by deathly silence.
It's a Flint's demo, basically. Love to see it. Why is it on 480p? What the fuck? Are those the I like the enemy designs as well. They look cool. Ah, there he is. That's a shot. Wait. Research purposes? You can't see it. Fuck. We cannot do it. We cannot have a cake assessment.
May I lend a hand?
Dude. The music as well. Also, dude, this man has not slept in 87 years.
The night cometh.
Yeah. He is so beautiful.
This is no place to linger on a foggy night. Allow me to escort you out.
Oh my god, I love him. Oh my god, I love him. Oh, I need him. I need him. I need him. I need this man. On my account, like, yesterday. I like the crescent moon themes. And dude, this shot, go back. Go back. Look at that. Look, I love that. Oh, he's so beautiful. He looks very, like... Flynn's just looks... Number one, he looks tired, obviously. Also, same dude, but he just gives such, like, sopping wet cat. You know what I mean? He's just a sopping wet cat. And I love him for it. I don't know which direction I want them to go with him. I don't know if I want him to be more serious or if I want him to be like very silly. I feel like both would work. They could kind of like combine it like they do with most of their electro males like Ororon and Cyno. I don't know. You see the Hydra plus Electro symbols? It's so obvious that Columbina is gonna be the Hydra Luna reaction buffer. I mean, maybe. Possibly. Kinda reminds me of Vincent Valentine. Who was that again? I know that name, but who was that again? Never mind, I don't know that name. Well, I know that name, but I don't know the guy. Final Fantasy. Huh. He's so princely and pleasant and gentlemanly, and it's killing me because I know he's from noble birth. I just can't prove it yet. He does give the impression, yeah. Also, one second. Excuse me while I float away again. There we go. Yeah, I looked him up, the Final Fantasy VII guy. I want to play FF7 at some point. The only Final Fantasy I've ever played was 15, and I love my boys. I love my silly boys. I miss Prompto and Gladio. I miss my boys. Anyway, that was that. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I also will say I am biased, so I appreciate them showing flints. Anyway. Oh god. Whew, whew. Now, on to the big guns. 47 and a half minutes. Honestly, I don't even know if we're gonna watch this whole thing in one go. Honestly, I have no idea. Thought I was sleeping in a, yep, that checks out. But yeah. So, a video that has come out two weeks ago that I've kind of been like on and off about wanting to react to before I eventually decided, you know what, I do want to. Gigak badly explaining the entire plot of Honkai Star Rail. Pretty sure this is a sponsored video. And as someone who does play Honkai Star Rail and who does pay attention to the lore and try to remember most of it, sort of, we are going to be watching the entire thing, whether in one go or two goes, I don't actually know, and judging, assessing, deciding on how well this dear man did with this, what I assume is like a sort of a beginner's guide to the lore of HSR. Or whether we're really gonna be putting the bad in badly explaining. We're gonna have to see. I'm ready to be shaken. I've already seen a little like things here and there, so we'll see. We'll see. Really glad they loosed flints. They used flints since Lauma had her preview too. Now all three 6.0 characters have had good display. Honestly, yeah. My It's a Joke brain versus this is very inaccurate. Did you notice this brain? That's gonna be me throughout this entire thing, I think. So, you know what? Let's just fucking go ahead.
Star Rail is a game from Hoyoverse and is one of their latest attempts.
Let me know if the volume is fine.
For not being able to collect my favorite fictional anime characters. You may know them from the worldwide sensation Genshin Impact on my credit rating, but this is not Genshin Impact 2 or Honkai Impact 4th. This is a completely standalone game about traveling across the universe, saving different worlds.
Or so you say. Because technically, HSR is also in the Honkai-verse and the entirety of the Hoya-verse, but whatever.
It's like Space Canada, Space China, and Space Birmingham, featuring some of the most canonically straight women you can find in gaming.
I've never heard
game, which is a genre of game
Bellablock described as
Space
Canada.
You're most physically attracted to, with an infinitesimally small chance of actually obtaining them. My personal strategy boils down to a simple flowchart, wherein if there is a new character I can respectfully refer to as Mummy, I will violently do everything in my power to try to acquire them, only to get jump scared at the sight of receiving a child.
You know what? This is where I'm glad that I am mainly a man enjoyer, because I too have this problem, but less. Way less. Because we don't get as many men. Well, not thankfully. Honestly, I do want more men, but also, you know.
Surprise, motherfucker. I can assure you that the E5 Clara on my account was achieved totally against my will, and I am not trying to cosplay the protagonist.
I think my highest is like E2 Yanqing.
What's the real gameplay? That is the real gameplay. And yet Star Rail has tacked on an entire bonus game on top of that, where you can gather a team of people, which in my case, by complete coincidence, all happen to be attractive women.
Yeah, dude, Gigak's editing is usually like very all over the place.
Each other with increasingly pretty animation, which is commonly referred to in the industry as turn-based combat. Where I get all the turns. As you can see here, my team I've named Weeaboo Mother's Day can do what I thought was a respectable amount of damage to get me through the story missions, and then you log into YouTube and find out there are people hitting enemies with a goddamn phone number.
That's a lot of damage!
Did I mention this video was sponsored by Honkai Star Rail?
There we go.
Because this video is sponsored by Honkai Star Rail. See, over the years, the Star Rail team have given me money to get addicted to their game, that I immediately pay back through in-game currency, thus creating a self-sustaining economy with more stability than the stock market in the past 5 months. But today, Hoyoverse have given me my most challenging task yet. understanding all of Honkai Star Rail. See, Honkai Star Rail has one of the most expansive stories featuring intergalactic wars between cosmic gods, the entire plot of Starship Troopers with Kamen Rider, and the Lovecraftian nightmare creatures known as Twitch streamers that most people don't even know
and
about.
more.
Because in order to access this information, it requires one feat that most gacha gamers are physically unable to do.
Reading.
Read. But as an ex-employee of the BBC with a master's in engineering, Hoyoverse can clearly see that my reading skills are unparalleled. The potentially cutthroat cohabitation
in the beginning.
and following
You're doing
the release
great.
of their biggest collaboration ever with Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works that's out right now, I thought I'd take a page out of my Fate
Well, it
days and
was
break down
out.
the entire Honkai
technically
Star Rail
still-
universe for
technically
newbies
still
and
is.
veterans, because sometimes when you're playing the game and hear a sentence like Jing Yuan, one of the Arbiter Generals of the Cloud Knights and the Xianzhou Alliance on the Luo Fu, currently looking
You know,
for
that is a
disciples
lot
of
of
Titus
terms.
Medicus who are also trying to revive the Ambrosia. You might as well be speaking to me in wingdings, but today
That's
I'll
fair.
explain everything like you have the IQ
Baz.
of March 7th, and by the end of this video, you will see that Honkai Star Rail is shockingly uncomplicated. And I can assure you, this is the short version.
Oh, absolutely. It's gonna be the short. It's 47 minutes. You're barely gonna get the
God
basics
damn it, it's another chance!
done. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
That's right. Steve Handjobs is back, bitches. Hello guys, it's been a while. Welcome to my second TED Talk where we talk about the Honkai Star Rail universe. Now before we fully dive into the story, there are a few core concepts everyone needs to know so that you can fully understand
All right, let's go.
everything that's going on. Yes, I'm talking to you, dialogue skipper who lets every fight run in autoplay. I've definitely never done that myself. First and foremost, we have
same.
paths. But what is a path? I'm walking a path right now. No. In Honkai Star Rail, paths are totally different. See, they are these universal philosophical concepts that anyone can believe
Ori, welcome in! Seeking YouTubers I could help by making them personalized emojis. I'm doing it for free because I like helping. Oh, hell, that's lovely. If you're doing it for free. If I actually do, oh yeah, that reminds me. I don't think Adonis is in chat right now. I forgot. I wanted to send him like more stuff for the emotes because he's also working on like emotes for me right now, and I totally forgot to get back to him. Whoopsies. It has been a week or so where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna send you some more stuff. And I didn't. I in fact did not do that. First of all, Ori, I hope you're doing well today. Second of all, if you would actually like to do that, you could reach out to me on Blue Sky or Discord. Yeah. The one time I will allow a self-promotion of sorts. Only because it's free. Anyway.
in and practice.
Wait, didn't see Sampo or Veld yet because I'm locked in longer? True.
That was a lot of big words for the average gacha player, so let me simplify it down for you. It's how you think, dummy. Let's say a
Pretty
person
much.
believes in
More or less.
preserving and protecting life. Well, they probably believe in the path of preservation. Get that, vegans? Oh, you hate conflict and think everyone should just get along? Well, harmony seems right up your alley. That's
Sort
right.
of, as well.
Paths are to weebs in the Star Rail universe what astrology is to white women. In-game, this translates to different gameplay mechanics. A preservation character, for example, probably means they have a lot of shielding and can tank a lot of damage. Abundance characters, well, there's your healers. And destruction characters, destroy shit, damn.
And then there's the Remembrance, who just does everything. Because that's apparently what they do. Or you can, if you look in on the well, actually, I think it's linked both on my Twitch and YouTube. The Discord link to the group I'm a part of, and there you can find me and DM me if you wish. That would be the easiest way.
And in the universe, anyone who practices a certain belief of any path is called a path strider. They walk that lonely road, the only road that they have ever known.
You know what? Base reference.
I think I just quoted Green Day. And in rare cases, any one being who explores the concepts of their path in its entirety embodies the beliefs. practices the philosophies as deeply as one can, they can ascend to become an Eon. Eons are essentially these godlike beings that completely embody one singular path.
Yep.
Let's take Nanook for example. He is the Eon for the path of destruction. What does that mean? He is a hater.
And this is where I at first had planned to watch this video in my own time, and I watched up to this part, and that's where I decided, you know what, I'm gonna turn this into content. Number one. Listen, I know that some of the Eons can be a little confusing. Some of them look very humanoid, like Nanook, or Yaosha, or Shipe, and sometimes I too get my pronouns mixed up. That's totally fine, but also they're even putting caps. Every single time the Eons are mentioned, their pronouns are in caps. All caps. And, like, you had time to do this and to... Listen, I know it's technically not a big deal, but, like, every time I see people, or I hear people refer to the Eons with, like, gendered pronouns in a video that they had time to, like, write and edit and, you know, like, double check. Anyway. Second of all, Nanook hater, not quite true. They just think the universe was a mistake and want to destroy it, essentially. That doesn't equate to hate, but, you know, comedy and whatnot, so I guess. And simplicity and whatnot. Although, whatever.
He is a hater on a level that no other being has ever seen. He hates
not quite
everyone, everything. His hatred transcends racism, sexism, because he hates everyone equally. His path represents the belief that the creation of the universe was a mistake, so he wants to destroy everything.
There we go, there it is.
Proving that men would rather...
So a hater? I mean, I know it's a badly explained video. That's why I'm here, to explain it more correctly. And also, to be fair, he did, like, actually explain what Nanook's deal is now. I can still call out the bullshit. Even if I know it's for comedic effect. Just surprised he didn't go for the low-hanging, just inverted blade joke. Honestly, don't speak too soon.
Eradicate all life in the universe.
Wait.
Everything. Once again, proving that men would rather eradicate all life in the universe than go to therapy. Like, damn bro, you good? Can't you just, like, get a pint?
If he was if they were a man, then yes.
Start a podcast like the rest of us. So my wife has actually just started playing Honkai Star Rail, and I have a quote from her about her interpretation of Nanook.
Oh god.
He's just a little hottie with a body. Yes, okay, maybe he wants to destroy a universe or two, but he's just an edgy little bad boy. Shut the fuck up and look at those pecs. Look at that emo fringe. Let me nuzzle in that yellow chest, Gussie.
You know what? I
Now,
guess.
in the Star Rail universe, there are all these different factions that basically boil down to following one Eon. They see their philosophy and goes, you know what? We can make a religion out of that. Well, why don't they make a path for gooning? I bet I can be a follower for that path. Well, joke's on you, there is a path for that. It's called the path of propagation, and here is your Eon.
In a way!
An Eon whose sole motivation is to propagate and spread themselves across the universe, which was born out of a feeling of intense loneliness. He started self-replicating so much that he started a disaster that threatened the entire universe. So
to be fair,
so
that kind of checks
Eons
out.
Needed to step in and be like, bro, can you stop gooning for 5 seconds? Imagine gooning so hard you almost wipe out the entire universe in the process.
It happens.
I wouldn't even be mad, I'd just be impressed. Honestly, knowing the Honkai Star Rail fanbase, that's probably the path they'd follow.
I knew you would come.
Now below the Eons, you have the Emanators. Now these are people that have been acknowledged by the Eons themselves and have been given extra powerful abilities from them, which is actually a big fat fucking lie, because most of the Emanators that we've met so far have never even spoken to their bloody Eon. But don't worry about that. Because one thing
I mean, one of them has. Or tried to? Did her actually speak with news, or was she going to? I forgot.
come to realize is that just because a specific faction follows a specific Eon, that doesn't necessarily mean the Eon actually fucks with them. Like, there are some factions who can be like, we follow the path of destruction. Nanook is our god. And Nanook can be like, who is this man's? What?
God. Remember when these guys existed? Remember when everyone was going ham over these fuckers? That was in like 1.6 or 2.0. That was over a year ago. And they're still gone. They're still gone. I still miss my punk red-haired wife. She's still somewhere in the void. Surely alive. Surely. Oh god. She only spoke with the recreation, I think. Who never talked back. Also, Jinx, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. And Vexus. And 3.8, we get the children for sure. Believe. Surely. Surely. He died to give his dumbass children a chance to be 5-star sneak banners. Dude. Oh god, I fear. I fear.
Because everyone keeps saying, this is my man's. This isn't my man's. In summary, for all you power scalers out there, you got Eons at the top, then below them you got the Emanators, then below them you got the Path Striders and factions that follow the Eons.
Pretty
beliefs.
much.
Then you multiply this by 18 because that's how many paths are currently in Honkai Star Rail. And that's where the lore of Honkai Star Rail can be a little daunting because there are so many characters, so many titles, so many factions. But when you break it all down, it all comes down to which path does a particular character follow. Everyone and every faction has a different drive and goal based on the path they follow. And all of the conflict in Honkai Star Rail revolves around the opposing beliefs that each Path Strider has. Did you get all that?
Daddy!
Good. We can finally start at the beginning of the story. Our story starts at the Herta space station, an amalgamation of a bunch of nerds who have a hard-on for the one and only Herta the goddamn genius. Philosophical hard-on, not an actual hard-on, I assume. Yes, this is one of the smartest individuals in the entire universe. A sassy lost child. Or her puppet. You know what? We'll get back to that. Helping her run the place, you have a girl about as privileged as Sea-Dog VA, with a verse bios, and a dignified woman whose hobbies include theatre, desserts, and breaking the Geneva Convention. At the station, they research all things that piques this little shithead's curiosity, and it's here that we get introduced to the first factions that will play a massive role in the entire narrative. First and foremost, you have the Nameless, which is an interesting name because constantly in the game people can be like, hey guys, I'm Himiko, I'm a Nameless, so what's your name? Himiko. Bruh. This faction follows the Eon of Trailblaze, Akavili, which is the path that we follow.
This is what
Akavili
probably looked like. This recreation identifies
Akavili. They're all about traveling the universe, going on a bunch of adventures, making a bunch of friends, the Luffy of the Honkai Star Rail universe. And this is our Going Merry. The, train thing.
And surely our train is going to be around for longer. And is always going to stay intact. Right?
The Astral Express. I knew that. See, unlike other Eons who are too good to hang out with pathetic humans, Akavili was that cool older uncle Eon who'd hang around with the kids and occasionally sneak them beers when nobody's watching. Which, I have no idea about. They were just a chill guy. So chill, in fact, that one day they mysteriously just fucked off. Nobody knows where they went. If they're alive, it was just an Irish goodbye. Now, at the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the Antimatter Legion. Remember our favorite edgelord Eon Nanook? Well, he was so edgy that he inspired other edgelords who don't want anything other than to see the universe burn. So they just go around fucking up other people's shit in the name of Nanook, being an overall vibe killer, and conveniently show up whenever there's a Stellaron. Wait, what is a Stellaron? Now, come here, a little closer. Listen up, because Stellarons are massively important throughout the entire story of Honkai Star Rail.
They are.
I don't know. Look, all we're told is that they're these weird mysterious
technically we don't really.
that pop up every now and again and bring disaster wherever they appear. Nanook loves them, probably because he has a hard-on for disasters, and his other name is the Cancer of All Worlds. Which leads us right here to our wildcard faction, the Stellaron Hunters. Why are they called the Stellaron Hunters? Because they hunt Stellarons. Innit? Right now we don't exactly know why we're hunting Stellarons, but what we do know is that one of the characters is named Kafka, and it's probably the sole reason you first put money into this game. Don't lie.
Not me, baby. I never put a single cent in this game, but, you know, you never know. If I do, it's not gonna be for Kafka.
To me, I see the date of your transaction history.
Speak for yourself,
What's
buddy.
This? I'm getting word from my producer that we actually have footage of Star Rail fans reacting to Kafka's introduction. Let's have a look.
Scott mention! My boy stays winning! So, kind of. Sort of. He is everywhere. We will never be rid of Scott.
Jesus Christ, guys.
I knew you would.
And they actually kick off the events of this game because Herta, the goddamn genius Herta, thought it would be a great idea to leave a Stellaron hanging around somewhere on her station. And the game literally starts by Kafka breaking in and chest-fisting a Stellaron into an artificial body that awakens us, the Trailblazer. Yes, Kafka technically birthed us. That basically means that she is our mummy. Look guys, I don't make the rules, that's just the way it is. I'm just conveying to you the message Hoyoverse clearly wants us all to hear. This is literally the first thing you see when you wake up. And as a newborn, our first words were... This is also where we get to meet the current Astral Express crew, which is the crew that will be staying with us throughout the entire journey. First, we have Zumi's Incarnate, March 7th, who is, not exactly the brightest girl. She's the type of girl who tried to solve the issue of racism by running, but that might be because she was found in this huge block of ice Avatar style and has no memories of the life she lived before. So she decided to name herself after the dates they found her.
But Dad, I was born in September. Why am I named?
Shut up, drunk New Year's party January 1st. Then there's Dan Hung, the brooding quiet kid who seems to have a mysterious past. I have another quote from my wife about Dan Hung.
Oh.
I tried zooming in closely, but as you can see, he is not very hung. So that was a fucking lie, but okay. He ain't no bad boy Nanook.
Okay.
Then of course you have the mum and dad of the Astral Express. Welt, who is actually a character for Honkai Impact 3rd, but got lost there and woke up in the wrong game. And of course, this person, which is Himiko, but not this Himiko. This is a totally different Himiko from Honkai Impact 3rd, which is different from this Himiko, who is Himiko from Hawkeye Gakuen 2. And this is him, Miko from Genshin Impact, no relation.
You know what? Hey, we appreciate that. Our OG Himiko, our gender-bend Himiko, our post-transition Himiko.
And this, of course, is Saber. The only Saber in the Honkai universe.
For now.
So far. A little bit of trivia. One of the Hoyoverse founders, Dewey's favorite character happens to be Misato from Evangelion. And his favorite character from every Honkai game just happens to be Himiko. Alright, so I see what you're putting down. So with the Stellaron stuck in us and no other memory of where we came from, what else is there to do but to join the Astral Express crew? Because if we choose not to, the game ends there. Our first stop is Jirilo 6, a snow world stuck in a permanent ice age.
Oh, I miss Jirilo 6.
Leaving most of its landmass uninhabited.
I cannot wait to go back there and meet Sampokoski and have Sampokoski save everything and save the day.
Without the maple syrup. Here you can find legally distinct Joseph Joestar.
Sampokoski mention! My boy!
Legally distinct Ilya and Bazaka, and of course Zila and Bronya, who have a bit of a history. See,
sponsor video, by the way.
Here they become really good friends, but not too good of friends, but just friends who bicker and fight sometimes, but they are still friends. Good friends. But this is
the best of friends,
incarnations in
as
the
historians might say.
Different games, when they are also friends. They kiss. Kissy friends. But here, in Star Rail, they are just friends. Now kiss. They're just friends. The main faction you're going to find.
Yeah, obviously.
Jirilo 6 are the architects, who are followers of the Eon of Preservation, Klipoth. And they're all about building walls and getting other planets to pay for it.
You know what? I should have respected this joke.
Supreme Guardian Kokolia, who is her daughter is actually Bronya, and they lead the.
Can I make a hot take? You know, I think Cocolia is pretty. But I don't know, she never did, like, that much for me. Is that just me? Maybe it's just because, like, I feel like her clothes, there's a little too much going on with them. But, I don't know. She's very pretty. Maybe it's also, like, her personality. I mean, to be fair, I love Jade, and I'm not a fan of her personality. Or I love Jade's design. I don't know. Like, she's a beautiful woman, but meh.
What?
I prefer her ex.
Her daughter is actually Bronya, and they lead the last settlement of humanity, Belobog.
Also, can we see Bronya's father at some point? Because, like, she's got no genes from her mother.
But Belobog has its own bog, and that's called the Underworld, which is under the world of Belobog, where they stick all the poor and stinky people. I'm guessing it's mostly stinky people. Why? Fucking society, innit? And the Underworld is completely blocked off from the Overworld because society, innit?
That's not Bronya's actual mother. I forgot about that. I want to see her mother and her father. I want to see both of her actual parents. I totally forgot about that. I do want to see Bronya's parents, though. That though.
Life is hard down here. It's dark and dirty and...
Dude, I've been getting back into Minecraft lately now that I'm seeing a bunch of Steves run around. I need to continue my Minecraft stuff. She was an orphan? Yeah, she still had parents at one point, and I want to see them. Even if they're dead?
People have to make ends meet by becoming miners.
Watch it be Varka still, but... When in doubt, Varka.
And wandering into the great mines to find valuable resources. Somewhere, a Minecraft YouTuber is getting really excited about the mines, I mean, not the miners. The main enemy types here you can find are vagrants. Vagrants. V-A... Grant?
We'll just steal off the miners.
Look, life is hard down there, okay? Who cares if we steal from a miner or two? You guys are murdering us by the millions! So to keep it from becoming a lawless underworld, a group called Wildfire run everything down here.
Oh, the banger in the background. No, she didn't have a lost biological child. Fair. Who remembers the Great Mine event? What was the Great Mine event? I remember there was one event in Belobog that was like, I forgot what exactly it was about, but yeah, like you were mining and Sampo was there and you had like items and you could like blow shit up, I think, and you also fought enemies. I remember that was a thing and I thought it was kind of fun. And I think Sampo was there.
Man, I don't know what system of government they have for electing leaders down here in Drilo 6, but I think I might be onto something. Things are certainly not optimal for Space Canada, thanks to the Eternal Freeze, but life wasn't always like this. See, 1,000 years before the Eternal Freeze, Drilo 6 was a prosperous place. Intergalactic civilizations start visiting Drilo 6, hoping to get in contact with the natives. The architects set up shop, opened a few Starbucks, and everyone lived in harmony. Until the Stellaron attacked. People started getting shook. Some pieced the fuck out, fearing the calamity it could bring, and this bad bitch named Melissa Rand starts building walls and settlements, because of course, the Antimatter Legion show up and are like, guys, come on, let us in. We promise we're not going to destroy anything. Okay, that was a lie. Okay, we're joshing you. We're going to do a little bit of destroying.
A little bit of a goofs, a little gap.
Pushing humanity to its brink. And in desperation, Alyssa Rand hits up the Stellaron and is like, hey, Mr. Stellaron, so can you, like, help us get rid of the Antimatter Legion? You can use any means necessary. By any means necessary. Yep. You do realize I'm a Stellaron, right? You know, bringer of calamity, destruction, disaster. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. So the Stellaron decides to turn the thermostat down a bit. The Antimatter Legion go,
white a bit.
It's cold, I'm out of here. Congratulations, Alyssa. You've successfully repelled the Antimatter Legion. Yay! What's the gap? You've wiped out all other life and made this planet totally uninhabitable.
Yay!
and thus begins the eternal freeze until we show up. So what's the storyline of Jurilo 6? Bitch be wildin'. We rock up in our space train, knock over some trash cans, kick some antimatter legion ass, and we're all like,
Get some
"Don't
more
worry,
trash
guys,
cans."
we're here to save you from the Stellaron." To which Kekolia replies, "Oh, you here to save us? Is that what I heard? Go to jail." Because little do we know, the Stellaron has actually been whispering in her ear, being like, "Psst, hey, wouldn't it be bants if you just, I don't know, destroyed the world and rebuild it anew?" Oh my god. I love Code Geass. Boys, what are we saying? She a 10, but she wants to wipe out all life on the planet. So the entire storyline of this arc is just us trying to take down a mom who's gone a bit loop-de-loop. And it all comes
Pretty
down
much.
to one final showdown where everyone teams up.
And listen, like, as good as Belobog was for a beginner act, that was all that happened. And if people to this day think that Belobog was the peak of HSR, then either they stopped playing after the Luofu, or they are very heavily influenced by nostalgia, and they've probably forgotten quite a bit. Much as I love Belobog, it was good for a beginner arc. Nothing more. You put that shit out after the after the Luofu, maybe okay. After Penacony, no. After Amphoria's, no. No.
Seamless versus Stellaron, mother versus daughter, where we immediately get stabbed. Well guys, that's it. Game over. Pack it up. It's over.
We made a choice, go fight against your fate. We will come
Absolute banger.
We get back up with Klapov's aid, get a new preservation form, and beat the fuck out of her with the power of rock music and this giant fucking robot bloody mega fisting her into the ground. God damn, this sequence was awesome. Wait a minute.
This boss fight was
Aw,
fucking
man.
incredible.
Bronya, having killed Kekolia
Wildfire
with
is
her
peak,
own
but
hands, is
it
left in tears. Knowing
you
she
don't
did
like
the
on the topic of Amphoria's sucks and Penacony sucks because it's 80% yap and then 20% peak. The main thing people remember about Belobog is Wildfire, which was only the boss fight. So shut your fucking mouth. Respectfully. Yeah, that too, Sad. That too. Like, it was the beginning. You know? And listen, I feel the same. Like, I love... I do want to, like, after we finish Belobog on the alt account, I do want to make a little video, which I might even turn into a little series, where I, you know, like, kind of, like, review story arcs after playing through them again, you know, seeing like how good they really were basically in comparison to what I remember and what many people remember, especially with you know what I know of current stories. I think that'd be fun. Account review when? I should do that, honestly. I should do that.
right thing, but still processing the death of her own mum. Then March 7th comes in like, hey guys, wasn't that so fun? Let's go to the pub and grab a pint. The Stellaron is sealed, Bronya becomes Supreme Guardian, the underworld is opened up, no more stinky people, and of course, Zila and Bronya continue being friends. Job done. Now
Friends.
we move on to
I can't take the it's all yap as a serious criticism anymore. No, for real. Like, actually, no. Especially because, like, God, it's a whole different thing. At some point, I want to, like, make an act. I mean, to be fair, I already did make a video about this, a while back, talking about, you know, storytelling and story presentation and story itself and stuff, and writing and whatnot, and giving my thoughts on that whole topic. But I do want to make a... Yeah, I don't want to make a series as I go through the story again on my alt account. Where after I finish each planet or each arc, basically, I make a little video, you know, giving my thoughts on the story and what I think of it. I think that'd be fun. Fun fact, Gigax said on his stream that Hoyoverse themselves asked him to talk about Bronya and Zila being gay and encouraged him to put it in this video. If that is true, based as hell. We love you, Homoverse. What the fuck do you think RPGs are? Honestly, yeah. Yeah. Can't wait for them to do that in Genshin and see how people are gonna like it then. Anyway,
It's China. It's just China in space. Humans, furries, and scalies live in unison on these ships, with each ship housing different races and cultures with names I can barely pronounce. Here you can find people like Space Kongming, Kindergarten Death Battles, Sassy Lost Child version 2, Daniel, the cooler Daniel, and Blade, the embodiment of Black Air Force energy, literally saving up centuries of hatred, going around looking for just one thing. A way to die. And he looks like this. And he calls himself Blade. Bro is canonically hundreds of years old and hasn't mentally matured past the age of 14. Now,
let
for this
him
story,
be!
we're just
Maybe he didn't
focusing
even
on the
choose his
Royal
name.
Sword. But it is just one of 6 ships, all together forming the Xianzhou Alliance, which can also be split up into different divisions run by different groups of people that sometimes have guilds within them, causing factions within factions within factions within factions
Yeah.
within factions within... Meaning every
I feel like
character
explaining
we
that
meet
would be
here
a
has
little too
title
much.
about as long as your average
Yes,
light
please
novel
shows the name.
like they
There.
jack off every time Daenerys Targaryen introduces herself. It would take this entire video length just to break down every faction within this one ship.
It probably would,
So
honestly.
we are going to focus on what is most important for the main conflict, and that
Howdy, John.
revolves around the long life species that you can find on the ship, which are species that can live long lives, as opposed to the short life species, or baby men, which is what I imagine they're called by the long life species. First off, we have Foxians, who are fox-like beings with fox-like characteristics, and on the furry scale, they land about here.
Not really. No, they're further on. Like, they're very literally all they have is the tail and ears. Like, they're somewhere up here. They're like they're scratching the surface. Like, come on now.
That's still good, right? I think that's still good. You know what? Let me check with my local furry expert. Yo, D, how does that look?
What the fuck? How would I know? Come on, D. You know why.
So don't worry, Facial Mage. You guys are still safe. It's not too late yet. Xenozone Zero players, please seek professional help. Then,
I mean, even Pulchra is very harmless. Listen. If that shit already makes you question yourself, like, you're weak. That's just like, that's weak. Pulchra a little more leaning towards the furry side, but still very humanoid. The HSR, the Foxians and stuff, like, it's literally just humans with ears and a tail. Like, come on now. Like, that's like people who are like, hear me out and put a fucking like conventionally attractive villain woman.
we got the Vidiharas, Vidimen. These are people with
Close
dragon-like
enough.
characteristics who are functionally immortal. But instead of going
Lenny, mainly people wow, holy bit right. People have the main reason people have beef with furries is because they don't understand it and they think it's weird, and if it's weird, then of course it's bad and it deserves to be made fun of because that's how people work. Yeah. Also, I'll be right back. Sudden break. My stomach is doing funny things. Like 10 minutes maybe or so. Okay, I'm back. I have survived. I lived. Oh god. Father calling finally. Bye bye for now. If I'm not back, I am back now. But have a fun call with father or productive call with father. Yes. I live. Also, let me catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, that was the furry. That was a whole furry bad discussion. And yeah, as Vex has said, also people just like not understanding. You know, the usual case of people not being able to differentiate between fiction and reality. A real hear me out of scene, Bailu. I mean, it's definitely a very niche hear me out, but in the realm of lollies, probably very common because, like, again, she's pretty much just like a human. Like, she looks mostly like a human girl. She just has like antlers and a tail, so same thing pretty much. But yeah, it's also just that like people think that, you know, if you're a furry, you're a zoophile. If you're a lolicon, shotacon, you're a pedophile. That kind of stuff. And people just run with that. So yeah. I actually prefer telling over showing in stories. This was true even when I was younger and less dense. It's only truer now, so the yapping was never a bother for me. Same, honestly, same. Like I'm not against, you know, improved presentation, obviously, but like especially with Amphorius, I feel like people exaggerate with the yap so much. Mainly, I think the people's problem with Amphorius is mainly that they don't want to think. They don't want a story that makes you think. Because the thing with Amphorius is that, not denying that there are pacing issues, there are, especially early on. You know, the lore exposition early on was a little rough. But people also just don't want to like sit down and actually try to figure things out on their own. They want stories told to them, which most Hoyoverse stories don't do off the bat. Xenos, I think, is a little more open with that. But HSR in particular, they like to drop hints and let you figure stuff out along with the characters. Which personally I love because that's what I try to do. Whenever I play through a quest, I want to see if I can figure out what's happening before the characters do, or before they openly explain it, you know? And of course, there's the aspect with, you know, what people consider filler and yap and fluff content and whatnot. You know, same thing, essentially. Talked about it a couple times. But Yukong, though? I like Yukong. I like her a lot. That's not a hear me out? Yeah, it's not a hear me out. Even within the realm of, like, lollies and stuff, Bilo is not a hear me out, because even then, for the niche that she's supposed to be in, she's very tame. So either way, it doesn't count. Black screen white text or white screen black text? Black screen white text, because the white screen is, I don't want to be flashbanged. They're not gonna complain much now. Most of my friends just skip all the story ever since the skip button was added. Yeah. Like, okay, I think, like, the skip occasion, like, I use the skip function occasionally when I play, like, ZZZ. You know? In, like, scenes that I think, like, not much is gonna be happening, like when they, you know, discuss a plan or something. Then I occasionally use the skip button. But for, like, the main story and what's happening, I let it play out. Even if I don't care too much about what's happening, I still want to, like, see, you know, I still want to experience it for myself, because, like, a summary, sure, sometimes it doesn't really matter, but a lot of the time, like, you're missing out on, like, all the emotional impact if you just skip through everything and just read summaries, or maybe not even that. Yeah, Amphorius, like, the execution was, there was room for improvement, of course, but, like, if they hadn't, I'd rather they overcompensate than other way. Not talking about Bailu? Oh, well, I forgot if we were talking about anyone or anything. Oh, Yukong. Yeah, Yukong is not to hear me out. Yukong is very tame, is like a conventionally attractive woman. Lygus? I mean, I would consider that a hear me out, because that motherfucker is ugly as shit. That is one ugly ass man if I've ever seen one. And not even, like, physically, like his boss form, I mean, he has the, I guess, metal equivalent of muscles. Like, he has the figure, but he's just so ugly. Handsome Squidward? I think I prefer Handsome Squidward over Lygus. Didn't really watch the special interaction scenes with Fairy. His living portrait is alright. His living portrait is alright, yeah. Even though we don't see, like, much of him there, but his like, human portrait, like, that's okay. Like, Xandar is okay. Lygus? Or like a JoJo character. Like his boss form is a very, very much a JoJo character. Yeah, true. Anyway, let's continue. We're about halfway through, and it's been an hour. You know what? We're making decent on time, considering I took a 10-minute break, and we yapped for like 10, 15 minutes. So, you know what? Fine. His most attractive aspect is his voice. Mark, question. Which dub do you play in? Do you play it? I mean, I guess, like, depending on what you're into, I can see the English dub. Blythe does do an amazing job, but also, like, personally, the way he speaks disturbs me. And I mean that in the best way possible. Like, that just means he's doing a great job. I mean, you know, to each their own. To each their own. Anyway, let's continue. Lygus with the helmet off is a proper hear me out. Anyway, let's continue.
Through one long lifespan, they go through a cycle of rebirth.
We're going to talk about Lygus later when we get
age,
to the game, because there's some stuff that
while their body
I'll
gets
talk
repaired
about.
and lose all their memories. In a process the FBI calls Schrodinger's lolly, where characters can canonically be both 13 and 1300 years old at the same time. And lastly, we got the Xianzhou natives, who bring the main beef to this all-you-can-eat buffet. Many years ago, the Xianzhou Alliance traveled the stars to search for immortality.
See, and Lygus is very deadpan. I appreciate the end take, but it felt very different. Yeah, like, I think, like, I've heard, like, some bits of the JP Lygus, and he also sounds more collected, but I kind of like how creepy Lygus sounds in English. Honestly, I like, it's a different take, and I think it still fits, you know? It's kind of like Finon, where in JP and CN, he sounds a bit more subdued, a bit calmer, where in EN, Josh just went fucking all in, and just captured a different side of Finon that is still in character. It's just a different facet.
Where they just happen to run into the Aeon of Abundance, Yao Shi. Now Yao Shi, she's a giving Aeon. Maybe a bit too giving, but don't worry about this
very
part of the
giving.
title. She sees everyone turn up asking for immortality, and she's like, you get immortality, and you get immortality, and you get immortality. What's this I'm holding in my hand? It's just, don't worry about it. So she plants this big ass tree called the Ambrosia Arbor that allows anyone who eats its fruits to become immortal. Yay for trees, guys!
Whoa!
We love trees! But unfortunately for the Xianzhou natives, they get so much immortality and live for so long that eventually they fall into madness and the body mutates into this zombie tree-like thing that they call Mara Strike. And so once everyone realizes that immortality isn't everything it's cracked up to be, they all start to turn on this all-giving Aeon of Abundance. And it's like, fuck you, fuck everything you stand for, fuck all your followers, and fuck your stupid little arms. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I actually kind of feel bad for Yao Shi. Like, aside from this, there was also a time when the Foxians were going through a famine on their planet. So in desperation, they ask Yao Shi to give them some food. She plants so much food for them that eventually it spurs a population explosion that kills their ecosystem and destroys their planet. Like, when are people going to learn that her name is the Aeon of Abundance? Not the Aeon of, okay, just tell me when. Yeah, that's good. That's
Just
good.
a little bit.
Okay, yeah, you can stop now. That's enough slices. Because in response to the immortality epidemic, everyone on the
Yeah, dude, the editing on this video is amazing. I do find it infuriating that they show the wrong images at times. Yeah. I think it's also just because, like, maybe they, like, weren't sure what else to put.
Path to the path.
You know,
of the
like you can't put like the same thing over and over. So maybe they were just you know, they were trying their best.
Now, the path of the hunt is similar in philosophy to the path to destruction, but unlike Nanook, who is like, fuck everyone, the hunt is more like, fuck you, just you, fuck you in particular. Like the Eon of the Hunt, Lan, is the self-proclaimed sworn enemy of abundance and will go around endlessly eradicating any followers of Yao Shi. Bro's got more generational hatred than Dio does for the Joestar lineage.
Hey, speaking of JoJo.
And poor Yao Shi is just in the corner, sitting down, going like...
Poor Yaoi is just in the corner. Won't anyone think of the poor Yaoi?
Does for the Joestar lineage.
Wait, what's the
of Yao Shi?
Any followers of Yaoi? I love that it translates Yaosha to Yaoi.
Bro's got more generational hatred than Dio does for the Joestar lineage, and poor Yao Shi is just in the corner, sitting down, going like, guys, I don't mean to victim blame, but you literally did ask for it. So they commit a bit of casual deforestation, destroying this immortality granting trees because fuck trees, am I right? What the fuck have trees done? Supplying oxygen and immortality to people. Puh, I spit on you. So what's the Laofu storyline? It's this tree and a Stellaron.
What do you call it, Laofu?
Because of course it's a Stellaron. We hear a rumor that there's a Stellaron on board the from Kafka. And you know what happens when Kafka goes fetch? We go, and it seems like someone's gone and fucking done it by planting a Stellaron at the root of this tree, causing it to resurrect along with this deer tree thingy. But who could have done such a thing? Turns out, not everyone agrees that immortality is a bad thing, so they all gather together in secrecy, forming this weird-ass group called the Disciples of Sanctus Medicus, who looked at the way everyone was hating on Yao Shi and was like, I know Yao Shi, yeah, she crazy, man. She fucking sucks. God, I hate her guts. God, that guy know I secretly fuck with this. Little do we know that there's a real mastermind orchestrating everything from behind the scenes. That's revealed to us at breakneck speed. Yep, it was a real plot twist.
Sure was. Sure was. And I still think it... The Luofu was wild. The Luofu was an arc of all time, for sure. For sure.
Someone got Thanos snapped out of existence. Alright, I'm gonna go watch some TikTok chiropractor videos now. You'll never be able to guess who it is this time, lads. That's right, the fucking Antimatter Legion are at it again. And this time is one of their head honchos, Fantilia, who is one of Nanook's emanators. And she takes the form of, god damn! Pretty sure Thanos had to clap for this one. Yes.
Maybe another hot take, Fantilia, also not my cup of tea. I don't know. I just don't think I'm into the hot big mommy types, but
this entire thing was just the Antimatter Legion trying to
Luofu was overhated. It wasn't bad, but it had some serious issues
from within, and they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't.
Yeah,
for
she's
Dan
hot, but
Hung,
not attractive to me.
Dragon person, because Dan Hung is actually the reincarnation of Dan Feng, the cooler Daniel, not to be confused with Dan Sung or Dan Dung, who also has a history with Blade, because they used to be really good friends, but not too good of friends. But according to some of the lore you can find in some of the relic sets, they were what you call bosom friends. Hey yo, what? But that's all in the past now, because Blade actually hates Dan Hung, because Dan Hung was previously Dan Feng, and Dan Feng committed a crime which caused Blade to be immortal. So Blade now hates Dan Feng, but he got reincarnated to Dan Hung, so they are no longer bosom friends, they are bosom enemies. Now kiss.
Sponsored video, by the way.
They're just enemies, guys! So we get another team up. Dan Feng returns and parts the fucking waterway, Moses style. We take down the second mummy boss of this game so far, and this boss music is an absolute bop. That's it.
You are a fool.
Done. Alright, this video is getting a bit long, so what do we got next? Fuck my life.
Yeah, but brother.
To Penacony, the land of festivities,
we're getting started.
Where the game goes from just taking a few hours to complete all the story missions to a lot more. This world is the legally distinct Disneyland for people who look like this, bringing in the wealthiest and most privileged individuals from all around the universe thanks to its main attraction, the Dreamscape. Fuck me, is that Tiki Mouse? The dreamscape is like if Inception
Tiki
and the
Mouse.
Matrix had one big incestuous...
Did I just see Siobhan? Wait. Did I miss wife? Did I miss wife?
Story missions too. A lot more. This world is the legally distinct Disneyland for people who look like this, bringing in the wealthiest and most privileged individuals from all around the universe thanks to its main attraction, the dreamscape.
I don't know. I don't know where she was.
Fuck
Yeah,
me,
all
is
those
that Tiki
jokes have to be
Mouse?
approved.
The dreamscape is like if Inception and the Matrix had one big incestuous baby. It's a lucid dream world you share with all the other attendees there where anything is possible. Get blackout drunk without having a hangover? Go for it. Oh, that's just fucking Tuesday at Spoons, innit? Gacha! In your gacha game. Because spending your real life money wasn't enough. Not even fall damage can kill you, which would be relevant if Star Rail actually had a jump button. Here we'll run into people like Dr. L plus Ratio.
Woo!
The real gacha man.
Woo!
My little sister. My little sister can't be this cute. And just another totally normal cute anime girl here. Nothing to see here, guys. Just another cute wiped out to your collection. And of
God,
course,
I've seen that. I've never seen that anime, but I've seen the scene.
season 20 of my favorite Hoyoverse anime. Can a girl-girl friendship survive? Now, kids. I need an adult. This is also where we get introduced to a plethora of new factions because they've invited everyone under the sun to attend.
Oh, in the frame
so
spasm?
I'm going to try and
Possibly.
keep this as fast as possible. Starting things off with one of the biggest factions in the Honkai Star Rail universe. The IPC. The IPC is like if the IRS, Amazon, and the S&P 500 came together and made one big incestuous baby. And don't ask why I keep saying incestuous baby, it's not that deep. It is the mega corporation of mega corporations,
Really now?
controlling all business transactions from across the universe. Its mere concept is enough to give Jeff Bezos the biggest morning wood of his life. They supposedly follow our old friend Clipoff, the Eon of Preservation, but the IPC
On paper,
believes,
at least.
unlike the architects from Dorilo 6, that they need one thing and one thing only to help Clipoff meet their goals. Money. And they've sent one of their representatives, Adventurine, to try and get
Long
some of
live
those big
capitalism.
fat Penacony profits, which is on brand because one of his attacks is literally beating the fuck out of you with money. He's not even rich. He's just reckless about spending his money. Honestly, I vibe with that. You have the
I mean, he is still rich. He's still rich because motherfucker just keeps winning.
Galaxy Rangers, which in this case comes in the form of Boot Hill, who is a space cowboy and
I'm not gonna scream. You thought I was gonna scream? I'm not gonna scream. I am perfectly calm.
it's like playing Red Dead Redemption 2 with parental controls on.
Son of a nice lady.
There's Acheron, who pretends to be a Galaxy Ranger, but really, her true identity is the Emanator of Nihility, which makes her pretty damn powerful. Now, Nihility is all about a state of nothingness or non-existence, so I don't know how she got the job, but I assume it went something along the lines of, you got the job. Wait, what? There's Black Swan. Now, her whole thing becomes a lot more relevant in the next world, so we'll come back to her. There's this one girl from a faction called the Masked Fools, who is not too relevant right now, but I just want to mention their Eon, because their entire path philosophy seems to be Lamau.
My
why
liege.
not? Like this one time, made one of their
My chaotic
emanators
little bitch.
a worm. A fucking worm.
Yep.
Like, can you just imagine all the Eons out there vying for power, and Aha's just there in the corner like, he turned into a worm. Funniest shit I've ever seen. The Celeron Hunters are back at it again.
God,
this
I
time
fucking love
sending in
Aha.
Firefly, who has a sad back.
When you think about it, Boot Hill's name should be Boot Hill, not Boot Hill. I mean, a Boot Hill is like an actual... Is like a... What was a Boot Hill? Isn't like a Boot Hill some kind of like a graveyard or a cemetery of some kind? Or a grave? I forgot the what exactly.
Story.
My danger signals are at 100 now that we're in Penacony. This part he got wrong. He said in the stream too. Wait.
There in the corner like, he turned into a worm. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Like the
The
Zuckering
Celeron
part?
Hunters are back at it again, this time sending in Firefly, who has a sad backstory because she has space cancer or some shit, but most importantly, she takes you on a date. A date. And then she ended up crashing top-up services and
Wasn't the worm? Oh, did he say that the Emanator was turned into a worm? Oh, yeah, it's the other way around.
breaking every revenue record Star Rail had on release. Like, come on, guys! Are we such simple creatures? Are we just that easy to manipulate?
I mean, some of these people
Firefly?
definitely are.
And all these different factions gather together on Penacony because Penacony is run by a group called the Family. That's run by a man named Gopher Wood who has 2 adopted children
Man, fuck Gopher Wood!
in Sunday and Space Taylor Swift. And their security is run by Gallagher, right?
You also, excuse you, do not tarnish Robin's name with that.
Here. Finally, Star Rail adding a proper daddy to their roster.
I'm 13.
Goddamn. My boy's aging at the speed of light. And
Gotta
their history
include
ties
that.
right into the founding and main storyline of Penacony, because before Penacony was this luxury vacation spot, it was a barren desert with a rather embarrassing leakage problem. Because it was leaking Memoria. What is Memoria? It's memory cum. Alright, if you want a more detailed explanation, Memoria is this substance that serves as a vessel for human memories and consciousness that seems to be some sort of physical manifestation of memories or mental energy that can sometimes group together in high concentration and can have a negative impact if a normal human is exposed to it for too long.
Note how 13 was
It's memory cum.
capitalized? True.
So the IPC sees this and thinks,
13 core flames? It's been here all along. Gallagher is going to be the true 13th Chrysos heir of Emphorius.
Money.
turning
As a
Penacony
follower of
into
the
a prison
Enigmata.
planet where they send all their prisoners to help fix the Memoria leaks. I don't know what I'm doing right now. That was meant to be mining, I think. Yes, everyone thought Penacony was meant to be Vegas, but think about it. Former prison colony.
I have no idea. I don't know movies.
Pokies everywhere you look. This is fucking space Australia. Eventually the prisoners spend so much time around Memoria that they begin losing their absolute dicks and they start to enter a shared dream world, like the ultimate VR gamers in a shared server. Now what do all gamers dream of doing together? That's right. Rising up. They rise up against the IPC, take back the planet, and of course this is the perfect time for a Stellaron to come in and be like, why hello there. Allow me to introduce myself. With the planet in utter chaos, this is when Shipe,
Gallagher died? Or so you think.
Harmony descends down and tells them, yes, it is I, the Eon of Harmony. Can you, stop being so not harmonious and stuff? Nice rack! So Shipe helps the prisoners integrate into the family. They split up into 7 different factions, which eventually becomes 5, giving them control over Penacony with no more IPC. Yay! We did it, guys!
Yay!
We beat capitalism! And so then the family thinks to themselves, wait guys, hear me out, crazy idea. What if we turn this shared dream world into a commercialized vacation spot where all the rich people spend all their money, and we can even throw this big festival called the Charmony Festival where we only invite the most important people from around the universe to attend. Yay!
Sounds great!
Capitalism! Now as followers of the Harmony, a path all about getting along well with each other through mutual trust and cooperation, you'd think the family would be just a bunch of chill dudes. Well, that would be the case if the leader wasn't secretly getting his dick wet for another Eon. See, Eons might seem like these immortal, everlasting, godlike beings, but they can actually be slain, and some of them can even be absorbed into other Eons. Which is exactly what happened to Enna, the Eon of Order. Now, Enna is all about controlling the masses through strict oppressive means to maintain order. She is the final form of your Asian mum when you tell her you're getting an art degree. But like every good Minecraft YouTuber, bitch just became irrelevant, and eventually Shipe came along and assimilated Enna inside of her, which is essentially an Aeon getting bored to death. I don't know why I wrote that sentence. But unfortunately for Penacony, this Asian mum is the Eon that the head of the family secretly follows. They don't want the new hotness. They want old and busted. And so the head of the family comes up with this plan to resurrect Enna and leaves it to his adopted son, Sunday, to enact it. Now, Sunday is a man with a strong personal philosophy. He just wants everyone to be happy, even if that happiness comes from sheltering people from the harsh realities of the world by force.
And some people, to this day, still don't understand that.
And he thinks this way because he saw a bird once. Okay.
The Charmony bird! The Charmony dove! Listen, hey, I've at this point, I've never been too bothered by the Charmony dove, and I will happily take the dove over Lygus' fuck-ass cave.
Well, there we go. All right, I'll leave you for a second. We'll come back to him. He wants to activate the Stellaron, putting Penacony into a permanent dream world where people can't wake up from it. It will be a perfect paradise with no conflict, no pain, no suffering, and no illness, where people are completely unaware that it's a dream. Oh, he's the bad guy, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Free will! People don't get free will. Yay for free will! I'd always choose free will. I say 3 hours into my TikTok scrolling sesh, being mindlessly fed videos I didn't choose, finding my life increasingly dictated by algorithms. Yeah. Because if there was one thing Sunday didn't account for, it was us, the trailblazer. Because we turn up to the final battleground because is he still talking about the bird? Let's give him a minute. I'm sure he's almost finished.
8 hours later.
To fashion a cage for it.
Oh, sh...
Okay, genuinely, am I the only one who doesn't remember that scene to be as long? Maybe it's just because I love Sunday and I was already like invested at that point. But I don't know. I didn't feel like I wasn't too bothered by it.
Because we turn up to the final battleground because a little birdie wants to, oh, for fuck's sake. And this all culminates in one of the most hype moments of the game so far, where we take on this heavenly mechanical conductor thing while fucking Space Taylor Swift sings in the background and we throw a goddamn train at it. Yes,
hell yeah.
We beat the final boss by driving a fucking train into it. It was fucking beautiful. Look guys, all I'm saying is, I'm not an Idol fan. But in the aftermath, the IPC come back and inquire some
God, I still fucking love that song.
Somehow ends in us getting 5%, which, I mean, yay, capitalism! And then Black Swan hitches a ride with the Astro Express, along with the newly reformed Sunday as well. All right, Sunday, I know you just tried to take over Penacony, but we're cool with that. We're cool. I can forgive that. Just if you're gonna be here, can you just not talk about any birds? Is that cool?
It's shaped like a bird.
Cool. All right. Let's fly off to our next destination. This brings us to our final stop so far and Star Rail's most ambitious story yet.
True!
Now, at the time of writing this, Amphorius' arc is not currently finished, so we're not going to get too heavy into spoilers, so I'll just give you a basic overview of what this world is about. Welcome to the world of God of War. In space, a world themed about the Greek mythos that nobody knows anything about. It's so shrouded in mystery that even Akavili did not visit this place when he was trailblazing around the universe. Come on Akavili mate, get with it, how the fuck do you miss this place? And the only reason we know anything about it is because of Black Swan. Remember when we said we'd come back to her? Well, Black Swan is a member of the Garden of Recollection, and they follow the Eon Thule, the Eon of Remembrance. This path is all about preserving memories and keeping records of everything that's happened so no one forgets anything, which is useful for anyone over the age of 30. Because if you've been paying close attention, you may notice that every world's been themed around a certain path. We've gone from preservation to abundance to harmony, and now we are here at Remembrance. We even get our own remembrance powers by adopting this cute little pink feline called Mem, who stays with us on our journey and constantly talks in our ears. And wait a minute.
I knew it. Knew it.
Oh no. This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them. But what is this world all about?
Give us another one.
Remember at the
Give us
start of
three.
the video when I said try not to be intimidated by the amounts of eons out there? Well, apparently that wasn't enough information because Amphorius has his own godlike beings that are not eons or emanators. They're called Titans, and they created the world of Amphorius. And there are 12 of them. Oh God, by the end of this game, I swear, Star Rail's gonna have more mythology than actual mythology. All right, lock in gang, because I'm gonna go over this pretty quickly. War and death to the planets.
Perfect.
All right, you get all that?
Yeah, we're good.
No one was listening? Well, that's okay, because unless you actually want to deep dive on how each Titan story ties into the world, all you really need to know is that all these Titan came from these things called core flames that was given to Amphorius by an even higher god. Who is this higher god? I don't know.
Nova, thank you for the resub.
XOXO, gossip
I think you
girl.
just need to speed up that explanation. You know what? Yeah, I think we just fell asleep because he was talking too slow. But also, how you doing, Nova?
I don't actually know. The most notable Titan you should be aware of, though, is Kefle, the world-bearing Titan, who created the humans of this world and is the site of humanity's last stronghold. Because everything was chill until the Black Tide came along and fucked everything up. Wait, it's the Black Tide this time and not a Stellaron? That can't be right. Stellaron! Stellaron! Where are you? I know you're hiding somewhere here, you son of a bitch. The Black Tide is this mysterious corrupting force that turns people into fucking fent-out
not as of
tweakers.
now, at
It
least.
destroyed multiple cities and turned several of the Titans mad. And so, to avoid corruption, Kefle just goes, dun 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 dun, fucking blue screens himself, but not before bestowing a prophecy upon humanity. 12 chosen heroes with golden blood will appear, strong enough to defeat the Titans and take their core flames, ascending to become demigods. Only then will humanity come to a new era of prosperity.
That's an old one.
These heroes will be known as the Amphorious 5-star units.
And only 5-star
And that's the basic
units.
premise of Amphorious. We go around kicking the shit out of the Titans with the Chrysos heirs, jacking their core flames, and letting Hoiver spend their budget on these very beautiful alt animations. You have Tribios, who despite her looks is already a demigod, along with Aglaya, who has the core flame of the Titan of Romance. And all I'm saying is, she can romance me any what? There's Castris, who is
Yeah.
She's okay. Nothing much to say about her story, actually. And of course,
Yeah,
you
she's
have
fine.
Mighty and Finon. Mighty, who is an Angie boy who I swear to God is trying to compete with Sung Jin Woo for Aura Farmer of the Year.
Who actually is not very angry, and most of his anger stems from this little fuck. This little bitch boy right here, and he's actually a very kind and gentle soul.
And then you have Finon.
To literally anyone
who's
else.
a good boy. The goodest of boys. And he goes through a lot. Together they make a great team, except they would do if they weren't bitter rivals who compete in absolutely everything they do. But guys, that's actually really early because they actually care about each other and they're just trying to bring out the best in each other because they're the best of friends, but they would never admit that because they're bitter rivals. You know, I would say now kiss, but I'm pretty sure they already kiss each other goodnight. And
Sponsored video, by the way!
that's the setup for Amphorious in a nutshell, which is the bare bones surface level explanation for all the things hiding underneath this world. I will say there have been some developments in the overarching story arc, but what I will say
Especially now.
is that compared to previous arcs, the setup and execution is actually far more straightforward than what we've seen in Star Rail before.
It is! It very much is! Thank you! Thank you, good sir!
Just over halfway through the story arc right now, and I will say, as an aside, it is actually shaping up to be my favorite Star Rail story arc and world so far. I don't need that. And of course, that leads us to the final development in the Honkai Star Rail universe, the fated crossover with Fate Stay Night
There we go.
Unlimited Blade Works. I see what he did there. Woo! We fucking did it, guys! I don't know how, but it actually happened. Now, this storyline isn't like all the previous storylines we covered. This is more of a side story. Think of it as a beach episode with no beach and just a holy grail. We head back to Penacony, where one of the heads of the families, Oti, was messing around, where he just stumbles
Apparently
upon
the only
a
jokes that didn't
holy
go through
grail.
were most of
But
the
not
fake
just
jokes.
any
Damn.
holy grail. It is a mini holy grail. Bro, I'm lucky enough to find £5 in my pocket, and then there's this guy stumbling upon a bloody holy grail.
Everyone say thank you, Sampo Koski.
And so he decides to host his own mini Holy Grail War. Now, any true Fate fan would know that the Holy Grail War is always held in secret with no way for the public to know. But this one is different. OT holds a public Holy Grail War, and I assume charges people more than your average influencer boxing match to watch the bloodbath unfold.
Oh,
Four
absolutely.
Some famous people from Penacony, where some of them mess up and accidentally summon some familiar faces from a different universe.
OT has managed to dodge too many of my hands.
As one of the masters,
Honestly,
the
same. Fuck
Trailblazer
OT.
accidentally summons the King of Knights themselves, Saber, Adventurine somehow summons Archer, and of course, Boot Heel gets our favorite son of a nice lady, Lancer, who is alive. And Berserker's master and servant is Oti? He's Berserker's Star Rail's master and servant? But we have Berserker right over there. And that's it. The collaboration is out right now, so whether you're a Fate fan or a Star Rail player or you're both, go get it while you can, gamers. And that completes my very quick rundown of Honkai Star Rail. Look, this game has only been out for about 3 years, and I'm not gonna lie, there is so much lore and so much story to go through that I had to cut a ridiculous amount out of some of these worlds. This all was all meant to just be a very basic introduction into the entire world and story of Star Rail, and even then, it somehow is even longer than my Fate video. So if you want to get the full picture, there are already some very talented content creators covering this topic, or you know what? You can just go play the game yourself, because while this is the short version, I will categorically say this now, that there will never be a long version from me.
Unless.
But who knows what the future holds.
Woof woof indeed.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Once again, thank you very much to Hoyoverse for sponsoring today's video.
That was good.
You can check out the Honkai Star Rail.
I'm assuming this is like sponsor stuff. That was good. All things considered, that was a pretty good like beginner's guide. And honestly, it wasn't that badly explained. You know, like a few things here and there, sure, but all in all, pretty decent, pretty good, I'd say. Oh, shout out to Ashikai. Yeah, dude, Ashikai's theories on Genshin and HSR are lovely, lovely. But yeah, no, that was pretty good. Let me turn the music back on, because now we are going to hop into the game for a little bit, at least. A little bit. The Penacony section didn't make my blood boil. We're winning. Honestly, yeah, he did pretty damn well. Okay. Let me open up the game. Because now, speaking of lore, there's a few more things that I wanna talk about, because I have been... What, experience update? Yeah, sure. Because I have been thinking about the quest a little bit, and I have noticed something that I wanted to bring up, just because, and I don't know if I'm just being silly, or if that's actually something to maybe keep in mind, or maybe side eye a little bit. Just don't ever compare Robin to Taylor Swift. Honestly, yeah, that was probably one of the one of his biggest missteps. Don't do Robin like that. Rappa. See, I want a Rappa rerun, but I also don't, because I actually want to pull for her, but I can't. I can't. I cannot. I cannot. So I'm gonna have to wait. Whenever she comes back around. I don't understand this Taylor Swift hate. Mainly, I mean, number one, there's just the, like, partially it's because of her fans. Like, Swifties are fucking insane. They are parasocial to an extremely unhealthy degree, and they need help. Number two, she's like one of the, I'm pretty sure, like, one of the worst offenders of like fucking harming the environment with her 50,000 private jet trips per month. Number three, I mean, partially it's also just like she's very mainstream, so people just don't like her music or stuff. I personally don't care for her music these days. I do think her older songs were better. I don't listen to her much these days. But fans aren't insane, though. Yeah, it's just that Swifties have a reputation. They have a reputation. yeah, like, I don't hate her. It's just that, like, her fan base is a lot. She's extremely mainstream, so you really see her everywhere. There was also some political stuff going on a while. Didn't she endorse? I don't know too much. There was also some, like, political drama going on, which I don't fully remember, but yeah. I don't hate her. I just, like, if I have to put her and Robin against each other, I mean, there's a clear winner. Alright, loading up the game. I lost the game? God damn it. Guess I'm just too out of the loop? Maybe, I mean, hey, nothing wrong with that sometimes. Do full screen, and we swap. Oh my god, for a second I thought my game crashed. Or my OBS crashed. It's fine, we're good, we're fine. We are perfectly fine. Never mind, because why is everything suddenly... Never mind, I think we're good. The political drama was, people were upset that she was completely silent during such a messy election when she has such a huge fan base that can be swayed to register and vote. Yeah. To be fair, that I think goes for, like, a lot of celebrities that could and should have done that. She only spoke up at the last second after people mentioned it so many times and her fans pushing back saying she doesn't have to speak and who cares. Yeah. Yeah. And to be fair, that's, like, a thing for, like, many celebrities where, like, many of them, like, don't want to get involved with politics for, you know, partially understandable reasons, but, like, the last election, like, that was one of the times where you had to say, like, fuck your reputation for once. Or fuck the potential risks, because, my god. But yeah. Wouldn't that be more voting out of personal feelings and not actually thinking? I mean, she didn't have to, like, tell people who to vote. Just, like, encourage people to do their research and to vote. I mean, I do agree celebs should just keep quiet. I don't know, like, personally... Listen, if you have, like... I'm all for people expressing their opinions, whether they're famous or not. And, like, if people wanna, like, jump on the bandwagon and, vote for someone or you know, form an opinion on someone based on what someone else says, that's their problem. Like, that's something that they need to work on, honestly. Like, we have lots of famous people, like, big people that speak out, even those who normally wouldn't, you know. What I'm gonna do? Oh, yeah. Shining, welcome in. We got derailed a little bit. We just finished reacting to a thing. Oh. Well, let me do that real quick, I guess. I think it's also because she herself made herself to sound as though she really cared about politics and that she wants to be on the right side of history and then never said anything after that. Yeah, didn't she? I seem to remember her like talking about it once and like talking about how she voted blue once. I think it was like in the 2016 elections. So she already made a statement once and then she just didn't anymore. So people, I think, were also like upset about that. You know. Yeah, it's a big thing. Take me. Oh, well. Not data. Professional too busy for. What exactly do you want me to do? Yeah, no, so I mean, there's no voice here, so it's fine. I registered myself and see whether she can manage different scenarios, line different tasks. What training I heard, okay. Pitch my helping inspection team, okay. Details, consider it done. Alright. When you finally using my support characters? I barely use support characters. I use like one support character for farming because that's like I use my friend's fugue for farming because that's faster. Also, my beloved wife in Discord server. Ooh, I have to check her out later. Alright. Let's see. Let's put the siblings. Do you only need 2? Guess you only need 2. Put the bros, the buddies. Put preservation blondes. And the boyfriends. Perfect. Yeah, I like these events because they're simple. They're simple. Easy money. Oh god. Okay, so guys. After we finished the 3.5 quest last week, I went and watched some other people play through it. I, you know, talked about stuff with some others, and I went through the data bank again, and I have to go back here. And I read something that I thought was a little weird. And maybe it's just a matter of wording, but something about that stuck out to me. Let's go to the plaza, wherever, doesn't matter. Shining. We had not just no remembrance 4-star. We haven't had a 4-star period since 2.5. What is that? Is that a thing? Is that a quest there? What quest is here? What quest is here? What quest is here? That's Ida Silesiae. What quest? I don't want to activate it, but there's apparently some kind of quest here. I think it has to do with the blind prophecy girl. I'm not gonna go towards it for now. Look at my boy! Hi, baby! Hey, buddy! Hey, buddy! Hey! Hi! Hi! About the flame river and your past. I want to actually see if he says anything like interesting here. They're not just your enemy. Okay, nothing. Alright. I love you. Alright, you get one of those. Yeah, bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye, Sunday. Head to bed since it's 1 a.m. Good night. Sleep well. Also, I feel like Remembrance Path is just a mess. Yeah, absolutely. It is. It very much is. Like, at first, Remembrance was allegedly all about, like... I mean, according to, like, the Sim Universe, like, the Sim Uni blessings and stuff, the Remembrance was all about, like, freezing and ice and stuff. But, okay, before I forget. Okay, as I've written, right? So I read through the Delta Me entries again. And... where is it? Two of the new entries caught me a little off guard or had me thinking a little bit. Was it these ones? I think so. So we read through all of these, right? And all of these basically like recount what happened in you know, in this cycle essentially, or not just in this cycle, but you know, what happened basically, what every Crisis Heir was doing while we were asleep, essentially. And it always ends with, you know, every one of them either dying or fusing with their domain, like Hyacinth and Castor is fused with their domain. I think... No, she didn't. Hycelands entered dormancy. Anaxa and Danhang cannot be located. Others, it just said they ceased responding, or they tried to, you know, fight back, but it was futile. We know Aglaya was killed by, like, the Archimans. And... correct me if I'm wrong. It has been stated that Lygus cannot kill the Chrysos heirs. And pretty sure, like, he can't kill them, and he cannot directly he cannot directly cause their death, essentially, right? That has pretty much been confirmed. Like, he cannot directly influence them as to cause their death. He couldn't do it with Seridra, and he couldn't, like, snatch her authority. He couldn't do it with Aglaya, so he had to encourage the people of Arkema to do it for him, basically. So he can't do that. Also, yes, Anaxa can't be located. Bro turned himself into a Philosopher's Stone and just embedded himself into the code, and now he's just there. He's just scattered. And he as a whole entity cannot be located. Yeah, so there are two entries here where the wording confused me a little bit, because when you read through Mighty or Polymos and Orexis's data, who are also back to back, so that's handy. It says, I'll start with Cypher. Insert a source a command, yada yada yada, guiding Lycos to the battlefield, and then it says Lycos forced Cyphera to cease responding. And with Mighty as well, it says that Lycos forced Mightimos to cease responding. And, like, at least to me personally, saying that you force someone to cease responding sounds very close to just a way... to me, that's just a way of saying you killed them, or you directly caused their death, or their, you know, elimination. Which, in theory, shouldn't be possible, based on what we know. But apparently that's what he did with these two in particular. Not with anyone else. Everyone else was either they ceased responding on their own, or they just dipped, they disappeared, or they fused. Weren't they the only two to die directly to the Reaver? I mean, there was no Reaver in our current cycle. There was no Flame Reaver in our current cycle. It's a loophole, like he could overload their mind so they aren't dead but can't act. Maybe. I just thought that was interesting because, like, I don't know, that just stuck out to me. Also, can I say, on the topic of, like, these two, I mean, Cypher we already knew, a queen, what a queen. Can we talk about how Mighty fucking essentially reprogrammed himself to lock the fuck in and just launch non-stop attacks on Lygus? Can we talk about that? What a fucking king! What a legend! And it took Lygus 20 fucking years to stop him. Honestly? Honestly? Kill remove! I feel like Remembrance could have been better. Maybe all provided different buffs depending on how many allies there are in total on field. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, they could have done better with Remembrance. We need to do SM again. We do. I mean, to be fair, that's what we're currently doing. That's what we're currently doing, and currently Lygus is allegedly out of commission. Allegedly. I also want to point out a different thing that I might have pointed out before, I'm not sure. But I still insist that there's more going on with Mighty that we haven't learned yet. And I still think it's very interesting that, because people have said, which, you know, I didn't catch at first, but in the Deliverer trailer, there were apparently 13 core flames instead of 12. And Mighty has very odd connections to the Golden Scapegoat puzzle, which has like a line inscripted on it, or one of them, or the stone connected to the puzzle, whatever, that says something like, paraphrase, something along the lines of, the 13th will return and shall remain as the first. And I have no idea what that line means just yet, but I feel like it could be important somehow. Might have reprogrammed himself. Launch for her unscrew were restored to approximately. Being pressured, Mighty Mouse decided to sacrifice itself, uninstalling its cognitive there's a module, my monitor is bugging out, through a ceremony, copying its own data and promoting its permissions to unconditional and infinite restart. Its future actions were permanently set to continuous neutralization of ID Lycos. So yeah, essentially, bro just like gave himself a new command to lock in. He dies, he comes back, he hunts Lycos down. He dies, he comes back, repeat. And in HI3, there were 13 flame chasers. Being 13 could also be TB. It could, yeah. I just think it's an interesting quote in connection with the puzzles and Mighty in particular, because Mighty has a very strange connection to the Scapegoat puzzles. Yeah, he used the same ritual that Nikador or Nayas used or was a part of in the previous cycle. I rechecked and it was an Instagram reel that explained a more interesting fact about Xandar lore. Ooh, speak. TLDR, Mighty is too stubborn to die? Honestly, yeah, kind of. Like, that man is insane. Insane. Mighty, like, genuinely, Mighty is one of the most interesting characters to me personally. Not just because I mean, obviously I love him for various reasons, but also just, like, from a lore standpoint, there's more going on with him than I feel like with most other, like, with any other Chrysos heir, at least. Of course, we have Cyrene and Phynon and stuff. But out of the, like, non-major ones, I guess, I feel like there's the most going on with him. Like, he has still the most unanswered questions. He still has that weird connection to time that we, to this point, like, at this point, don't really know what to do with. With, like, the Amphorius infinity symbol being in Castrum Kremnos, and the only other place we find it, I think, is in Yanisopolis and the Vortex. You know, his backstory, shenanigans, the puzzles, him, or the pomegranates that are all over Ides Elysiae for some reason. Also, yeah, Argentine music. Banger. It said that Xandar was indirectly the cause of 3 other Aeons to ascend apart from creating news. I read about that. Do we know which other 3 Aeons that those were? I mean, probably. I just don't remember. Welcome in! A cat in a human costume, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw your name, like when I saw you followed a little while ago, it took me a second to, like, figure out what your name was. I was like, Akatina, something human, Akatina human costume? It took me a solid minute. I want to make an edit of Argenti with a baguette instead of his spear. Do it. Lan the Hun, Mythos the Enigmata, and Nanook the Destruction. Oh. Interesting. Fascinating. Fascinating. Ba-dum-bum. Oh god. I'm yawning. Yeah, I know it's a cat in a human costume, but it took me a second to, like, separate the words. But yeah. Oh, Mighty. My beloved. My beloved. Also, do you think these numbers mean anything? I think I've asked that before, but I think it'd be really funny if these numbers actually meant shit. I looked up, I mean, the number 600 doesn't apparently, I don't think means anything like that, like matches and stuff, but I think it'd be fun. But they might also just be completely random. God, I am so excited for 3.6. I need 3.6 to give us our Astral Express trio fields. I need it. I need it. I have seen too much, well, not too much. I have seen so much fan art of Dan Heng hugging the Trailblazer, and I need to see more. Did I get all my I think apparently I did. Oh god. Lam because they were told by News about the dangers in immortality, Enigmata because they ascended to oppose News, and we know what happened with Nanook. Yeah. Huh. Look at the memes. Look at the memes. Oh god. Let me while I'm at it do a quick Divergent Universe run. Oh, and there goes my game. Never mind, we're good. Because thankfully I have the ultra speedrunner of Sim and Divergent Universe, aka Finon. I heard something about Xandar being scared of Polka. Is that true? Yes, that is actually true. Xandar, like, deliberately hid Amphorius from the universe because he was afraid of he was wary of Polka finding out about what he was doing and worried that she might come hunt him down. This kind of explains why this guy hates News so much. He somehow ended up creating like 4 eons and 4 different paths. I mean, that's not really like the main thing. The main reason is because in his eyes, News's very existence kind of limits humanity's potential. Because, you know, like, what point is there in discovery and trying to figure out new things when at the end of it all, News already knows what's happening? You know, News has already calculated everything. Da, 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 da. Also, I don't want Nihility Blessings. I don't want Nihility Blessings. I don't want the Nihility Blessings. Any chance Evernight is like Polka somehow possessing Marge's body? I wonder. I don't think she is because they were talking about Marge regaining her memories. And I don't think we've had any like direct connection between Polka and Marge before. So I don't think. Sure. Well. Also, I think I can probably like turn up these music on for. Did I not? Wait, did I miss one? Oh. Same way, I don't think Polka has anything to do with Himeko. I've not actually looked much into the Polka is Himeko or Himeko is Polka theory. I think it'd be interesting. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, she said that March 7th regained Evernight's memory, essentially. Let me do this. And then this. Hop. Oh, well, fuck. Whoops. Do I hear Proi Proi? I don't. That was not Proi Proi, no. That was a mistake. Whoopsies. Whoopsie-doodles. I am wasting turns. Do this. That is beautiful, and now we can do this. This is just me thinking how funny it would be that Likes is scared of Polka and Polka's just like, boo bitch. I mean, that's why I think the Mighty being a mimetic virus implemented by Polka would be very funny. You know, I have not actually seen like any big basis for that. Other than, you know, like, just his, like, weird shit going on. But I think it'd be it'd be really funny. Sure, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Also, Sunday finally participating in M4 is a story. Yeah. I miss 4-star characters. We all do. We all do. Put it in the surveys. Ask for more 4-stars in the surveys. Always fill out the surveys and fill them out properly. Like, give genuine feedback. People always say, oh, they never listen to the surveys. They never, like, you know, devs never listen, so surveys don't matter. But like, how many people actually genuinely fill them out? You know, how many people, number one, even care to fill them out, and number two, how many people don't just like rush through it to get their credits, and just type in whatever or don't type in anything? You know, like, you also gotta consider that. Like, the devs don't go through every single survey manually. They're, like, filtered out automatically. And whatever remains, they'll have a look at that. Is survey up yet? I don't know if it is. I don't know if it is. It might not. I mean, there's usually almost always some survey up. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Let me see if I can get some better... Yeah, I don't fucking need my help. I don't care. Give me, propagation action. Give me more propagation! Or, I guess that works. He helped on dropping like this by allowing the geniuses to tune in. Yeah, he did. Yeah, yeah. To answer Shiny's question, that's mainly what Sunday did. He helped the geniuses enter Emphorius. Sure, whatever. So me writing more yapping wasn't serious? Hashtag fix Daya. Oh, that's a new one, so we'll get that. Give me some good. There we go. We have exactly one. Sure. Sure. Oh, that's just one left. Whoops. Whatever. Doesn't matter because we have the boy. We have the boy. I have our C6 and got my first extra copy last month of Daya. Nice. I actually do use Daya quite a bit. I use her, well, I used to use her with my Risley whenever I was doing like Melt. What else did I use her for? I forgot. Or was it? No, I used her with Navia. Right. I used her with Navia. That's what I did. C6 for day 1? God damn, dedicated. I would love if Himeko, Veld, and Sunday could join in on Emphorius, just like the first Emphorius trailer, but probably not likely. I mean, they were there in the second Emphorius trailer as well, so there's a chance. They'll at least appear. The Hunt Harmony, sure. Give me more combat domains, they're easy. I feel like 4.x definitely has to give us like more Himeko stuff because she's been like absent pretty much the entire game. Veld at least was with us on like parts of Penacony and the Luofu. But fucking Himeko was just absent the whole time. Sure. Thought was Himeko got Himeko'd. She just got fucking off-screened. that. Protecting Himiko from death? Oh dear, oh dear. Surely she'll be fine in this one. Surely. Oh, that was a whole lot of nothing. Never understood what people meant by SB character name. I don't actually know what SB as, like, the abbreviation means, but it's basically just, like, a character, like, a new variant of a character. You know? Like how people call Mart and Dan Hong, like, SBs, because they're separate, like, new variants of, the ones we have already. Can I get something better? Maybe more propagation? You know what? Sure, whatever. Oh yeah, Himiko has to be strong. Highly doubted it was meant as in skill point. No, it did not mean skill point. Can I get something good, please? Thank you. Can I get more good, please? Not gonna be able to max anything out, but that's fine. Well, dance was special. I see. Azuki, welcome in. New model indeed since last week. Whoops. It has been a while. Hope you're doing well. Just got HP boots with double crit on Scholar set. Hey, you never know. You never know when we'll get an HP scaling character who may or may not need the or use the Scholar set. You never know. You never know. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. I shall do so. I love my Finon. I love my boy. I still need a better rope for him. Wood lightning, give me something better. Quantum, quantum wind, imaginary quantum. Well, all of these are bad, but I guess one... I don't know, they were all useless. Can I get some new occurrences, maybe? Reminds me of a stupid double crit watchmaker piece I got. No, it's just like... Listen, out of principle, I keep all the double crits. Hell yeah. Fuck it. All in. Well. Still made a win. What's this encounter? Occurrence. But on a break effect set? You never know. Maybe we might get a character who like crits? Who like break crit? That's how they could bring back break. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. If only. Listen, I'm like... I mean, I wouldn't even say it's like necessarily hoarding, because I don't keep every piece. I only keep the ones with like potential, you know? Really hate how heavily reliant on shilling DOT and Super Break has become. Wait, what? Who do you think is the Emanator Revelation, Sampo or Sparkle or someone else? Only saying this because of Sample's CNVA teasing his relevance on Weibo. Honestly, maybe both. I think that Sampo is definitely an MA. I think Sampo... I mean, didn't he get, like, the... You can, like, check which characters may or may not have, Emanator status with the rating pistol, right? Do both Sampo and Sparkle get, like, the invalid rating? In which case, they might both be. Maybe both Elation or otherwise. Anwar, welcome in, and Julian. Hope you're both doing well today. Another hydrate ready. Okay, I'll hydrate again. I am very hydrated. Lucha also has the invalid rating, but it might be because of his cough. It might have been because of the coffin. Maybe Lucha has something else going on that we don't know because we know basically nothing about that man. Yeah, the pistol gives can actually give you. Actually, we can after we finish this run, I can show you. Let's speed through this run, then I can show you because it's actually pretty interesting. Just give me these. Give me these. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Whatever. I have a question. Ask. You guys talking about my wife Sparkle, my sweetheart? Is it normal my cyber can do 1.2 million? I mean, if you build her right, I'm pretty sure she probably can. Oh dear god. You know what? Technically, fuck it. Fine on. In a normal match? I mean, yeah, she can. I mean, yeah, sure. If you have like good support, then you build her right. Her stats is ass. I mean, I've heard she's a very good character. Like she does good damage. Like she's a nuke. Anwar, shut the fuck up by saying like, oh, that's her rate is ass. I mean, her crit rate is a little low unless you have like supports that increase her crit rate, but other than that, she is doing fine. Like now we're just flexing. I want to invest in a non-crit damage dealing team after I invest in Friday. Yeah, I need to get Fugue at some point. I really want Fugue so I can like really lock in on my Boot Hill team. Right now I can still use him with Ron May and Harmony Trailblazer. But I usually need RMC whenever I want to use him like in another team, so that kind of sucks. Sampo seems like more of a lone wolf, where Sparkle seems to be higher on the org chart, not power-wise. That's fair, yeah. I mean, Sampo generally does not, like... We know that, at least regarding those two, they have very different definitions of what true elation means. At the very least, Sampo does not agree with Sparkle's, like, mindset regarding the elation. Like, her methods are too far for him. Aha would make a chill guy like Sampo his favorite emanator, but an unhinged gremlin like Sparkle would probably be like a strong Pathstrider. That's also an option. That's also an option. I think, honestly, I do think that I do want, like, many people have been speculating the, like, Sampo as a morning actor theory. And if that's true, that would most likely mean that Sampo is an emanator against his will. And I would really love that, because we know that Sampo is not a bad guy. Like, his, like, for a masked fool, like, his view, or, like, his philosophy of the elation is very, I guess, kind in comparison to many other, or, like, fools like Sparkle. Himiko and Shui are my only possible Super Break DPS. No Firefly, Rappa, or Boot Hill. But gameplay-wise, I love Boot Hill's gameplay. Would be great if he's not. Honestly, listen, I hope that like, the eventual Sampo 5-star is a support. Now, just because, like, number one, we need more male supports. And number two, I think it would just fit his character. Like, Sampo is not a... Like, Sampo has never been a guy, like... He's always been kind of like a background character, but, like, purposeful, you know? Like, he's always been, like, more in the shadows, just, like, the supporting cast, behind the scenes. So I think that would actually work very well with him. I could never get a hang of Voodoo's playstyle with getting trick shots or whatever stacks. I mean, I'm pretty sure the trick shots are just, like, every time you break an enemy weakness, you get a trick shot. And they just increase his damage. Where was the... Where was... Is it supply zone? Where was, the stuff? Was it here? I think it was here. His HI3 moves is... Boss is very aggressive, and his movesets are way better than HSR Sample. I mean, HSR Sample is also a 4-star. To be fair, like a starter 4-star. But I think Sampo being a support character would actually fit him quite well. Yeah, honestly, listen. I had like an idea for like a 5-star Sampo kit. I want him... Like, several options could be. Number one, he like enables aftertaste, which I think would be really fun. Number two, I want the elation to actually be... I want them to return to, like, what they have had going with, like, giving paths, like, proper, recognizable identities. You know, not like the elation, like, the remembrance, where it's just, have a summon, and go. I want the elation to be actually follow-up attack focused, and I think it'd be super fun if Sampo had, like, an ability that could transform characters' attacks into follow-up attacks. I think that'd be really fun. It'd be kind of niche, but I think it'd be a really fun one. Because then you could do like lots, like converting skills or ultimates or basic attacks into follow-up attacks. I think that'd be really fun. And then, you could also like make much more use of follow-up attacks, because like follow-up attacks have been kind of not really taken like the spotlight recently. Wait, actually. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. There we go. Goodbye. Whoops, goodbye. What's the point of providing additional number of allies on the field when it's not focused on the number of allies? Yeah, I think I get what you mean. But what else can they do for elation? Because follow-up focus would just be like a hunt character. They're already doing it. I mean, hunt isn't like dedicated to... Hunt is single target. Hunt is dedicated single target. It's not dedicated follow-up. We've had like the past two hunt characters we've had have been follow-ups. Because they kind of like, you know, Molta kind of acts like as a support in a way for Fei Xiao. But Hunt in itself is not a follow-up specific path. And like, it's about like the focus, you know, like it's in the same way that like we have erudition characters that actually sort of perform a little better with like less targets, like a Naxa, you know. Like, just because they belong to a path doesn't mean they can't have like their own, you know, little quirks. The elation path could just be like a path dedicated to follow-up attacks or follow-up attackers. I think true damage should have been saved for elation, but oh well. I think they can still make it work, you know. We can have super break for harmony, true damage for remembrance, and aftertaste for elation. What I'm saying is that every path from now on would just be a hybrid like remembrance, because the current paths already cover so much. They can, I mean, they can still like focus on something, you know. Like the remembrance is like the remembrance path is just a mess. Like that's not even just like the remembrance path's only identity really is the summons. We have a remembrance healer. We have a remembrance like single target, multi-target. Okay, like Casterus could have been destruction. Aglaya could have been hunt. Hyacinth could have been abundance, you know, like those are completely different things. And we have like follow-up characters like Jingyuan or Blade somewhat, or you know, Robin, Topaz ratio. And the follow-up stuff is like an essential part of their kit. But we don't have a path that is dedicated. That's the key word here. Dedicated to a certain style of combat. Dedicated. Really honing in on it. Like Preservation is mainly shielders and like tanks. Like Abundance is mainly healers, but of course we have Abundance characters that can also do damage. We have Preservation characters that can, you know, that provide buffs in other ways. We have Nihility characters that are just DPSs, even though Nihility is a debuff-based path.
Hi, this is Topaz speaking. Hi.
Once Kiana's ninjas are, they'll make her the only finality character and force people to pull for finality Lycon only. Well, I'm not gonna be doing that. Also, okay. I keep getting distracted. Where am I going? That's not what where I wanted to go. I keep getting fucking distracted. Pistol. Pistol. Where is the pistol? This is not where the pistol is. Where is the pistol? Where is the pistol? Yeah, or for example, the hunt is like dedicated to a single target. Where the fuck was the Where the fuck was the like the little or what? Wait, actually, wait. I think it's. Oh wait, isn't it? Is it base so maybe? Where the fuck was it? Was it here? No, it wasn't. It was not. Storage zone somewhere? Base zone? Am I dumb? I might be dumb. Elio is the cat, trust? Yeah, dude, cat Elio. Cat boy Elio. No, not just cat boy, just straight up cat Elio. Playable cat. Like they do with fucking Pickle in reverse, just give us playable cat. Now, where the fuck was that room? Am I still like now? I've like dragged this out so much. I just want to find the damn room again. I forget where it is. Northern Anchor? Yeah, I'll go over here. But aren't there like 2 rooms? I feel like that up there was too small. Yeah, it's not here. Hello, sir. Goodbye. Whoops. Hello, goodbye. Any chance we can get Diamond playable? I'm sure we can. I'm sure we can at some point. I feel like we'll probably get most of the Stone Hearts playable at some point. Actually, wait. Maybe was it in like maybe this room? Wait, was it up here? This looks like it could be something. Ah, here we are. Is it this one or another one? Might be the other room. No, I think this is not the pistol room. Yes, it's the other one. This one, I think. That's a flip card. I could see that happen in the IPC arc. It could, yeah. There we go. Yeah, there's the... What is the... What do they say about... Wait, what do they say about, like, the Chrysos heirs? They're gonna do with Malice. Rating invalid! There you go. Make set... Whoop, there. Can't end the stream without the good old... The good old... What does it say about Sunday? Uh, 36 points. Who else do we have? What else I want to check, actually? Check Finon. I want to check the Amphorius characters. Well, the ones that I have, which is, like, 3.
Looks like it's not a bad time for a performance.
I want to check Mighty.
Your reputation
Have you ever seen the special interaction between Himeko and the sword? I know there is one, but I forgot what exactly it is. Anyone else? Oh yeah, and Sampo, just like showcase. People gonna riot if the Emanator of Preservation isn't the Preservation character? I mean, that would just be wild. That would just be wild. Oh, I didn't actually change the team. Well, I would have to go back to the sword for that. But yeah, Sampo, if you go to raid him, it's invalid. Swivels around 3 times before suddenly widening. After a brief impasse, his eye shuts warily. What's it for Mighty? Does it give any specific points? .5. Have we ever had a rating that is questioning itself? 0.59 point question mark. Have we ever had that before? Huh. And like 0.59 is a very specific... Have we ever had decimals either? Third has multiple scores? Yeah, but have we ever had a question mark? The gun's gaze suddenly widens and its confusion is dispelled. 0.59 declares resolutely. That's interesting. There are some character. Do we know which character? I want to look up the. Hold on. I want to check an access and then I want to actually look that up. I don't have Jingliu. I can't try her. 5'9", 5 non. Close enough. 0.616. 0.616. Didn't that number... Wait. Isn't 616, like in some interpretations, the number of the beast? Yeah, it is. That's interesting. That's interesting. Huh. Are all Emporia's characters gonna be 0 point? I mean, Finance was invalid. Now I wanna look up. Hold on. HSR rating pistol. Okay, I'm sure the wiki has like all yeah, the ratings. Okay. Let's see. Aglaya is 99.11. Treeby is 90.91. Oh, Treeby is 90.91 points, and then it apparently re-evaluates to 0.011. Oh, okay, so Dan Heng is another character where it gives you the question mark, both Dan Hengs. Let's see. And yeah, then the Chrysos heirs, we have Cypher with 0.894, Anaxa 0.616, Mighty 0.59, Hyacinth 0.35, Iselant 0.129, Castor is 0.1 point. Again, like Mighty, instead of not points, point, and then it says continuously changes from point value from 0.09 to 0.4012 to 7007. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, no, not all of them are 0 point, but all of them have decimals. As fractions, it becomes 77 1/25. That's interesting. So the only like anomalies with the rating pistol that we have is Dan Hong and Mighty seem to be the only ones with question marks, unless the wiki like didn't like add those for everyone. It didn't add them for Mighty. Maybe Castor's too. And all the Crisis heirs have decimals. And only the Crisis heirs have decimals. And yeah, the ones with invalid ratings are Acheron, our Emanator, Third I think as well. Finon, Sampo, March, Luocha, Fei Xiao, and Jing Yuan. Fascinating. Maybe it's due to their nature of being codes. I mean, yeah, that could definitely be, but it's yeah, the decimals and the question marks are confusing because not every character has them. Only like wait. I assume that maybe Castorus might also be a 0.1 question mark because it just says point. Everywhere else it says points with the S at the end, but for Castorus and Mighty it says point, and then you know the like sick thingy. So like you know they edited it it's like somehow. Assuming it was like a question mark there too. But with Mighty, it's like it questions once, and then it settles on it, and with Castorus, it changes. Like 3 times. But it is interesting. And I do think it's interesting that Anaxa... Actually... I mean, that would be wild if all these numbers actually like have some other meaning. Yeah, there's just some like spiritual stuff. But the number of 616 specifically can be the number of the beast as well. Can't just be random numbers. The thing is that Hoyoverse is never random. Hoyoverse is never random. Hoyoverse doesn't do random. Hoyoverse does not do random. Even if the numbers themselves may not be, you know, like even if not all of the numbers may have like concrete meanings, the way that they're expressed here definitely means something. Like only 2 to 3 characters having question marks, only the Chrysos heirs having decimals, only the Emanators or possibly suspected Emanators having invalid ratings. Yeah, Aglaya and Treeby were Aglaya was 99.11 and Treeby was 90.91, and then it changes to 0.011. 0.011. Dan Hong and Ambassador Lune are 88 points question mark. Fascinating. The eye spins without order before eventually squinting into the shape of a crescent moon. The gun shows great satisfaction at this result. Location ring, dialogue. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna pull this up because like the dialogues for some of these are also interesting. Let's see. That's normal. Aglaya is its gaze darts around without settling for a moment. The look in its eye is serious and alert, as if it's examining a completely unknown realm. The gun's gaze sweeps back and forth with measuring intent. It seems to have gleaned answers hidden somewhere deep, and then it changes. Feeling puzzled, seem to be sulking for being fooled. Fugue. Okay, Fugue says 13 points question mark. Okay, so Fugue is another character. Fugue is another character for which it's confused at first. Although still the point and points, but whatever. 4 points. Keenly catching every detail, afraid to miss a thing. The eye spins without order before eventually squinting into the shape of a crescent moon. The gun shows great satisfaction at this result. The gun's gaze suddenly widens and its confusion is dispelled. Hold on. Eyes moving at high speeds, unbelievable, yet it's undeniable. I don't know why this wording somehow... Like, excuse my tinfoil hattage here. But the fact that at first it was like, it questions and it was like, it was very confused, and then suddenly it's like, oh, never mind, it's all normal, it's all good. Something feels a little off about that one. The eye sparkles with radiant joy, as if even the dull air around it has turned vibrant. High sealants. Turns dexterously. 1.2, 129, 12999, 1299999. The eye suddenly stops moving, gazing blankly in a certain direction as if fallen into a bottomless void. So hold on a moment there. Are these like references to their paths, maybe? That just crossed my mind. It drowns in a sea of data, constantly updating and reset as if time was frozen, locked in perpetuity. Overwhelmed, the eye snaps shut, giving up on the impossible answer. Huh. That's interesting. That is interesting. Even his code is confusing, but the gun was able to see beyond the code. See, the reason I'm bringing up the past thing is just because, like, there have been theories in the past about Mighty being possibly connected to the Enigmata, and this, like, little sentence of, like, the initial confusion, and then suddenly it's like, oh, never mind, it's all good, everything's fine. Obviously. Kind of gave me, like, you know, certain vibes. Then with High Sealants, we have the bottomless void, the staring up into the distance, the, like, nihility coded. Castoris. As if time was frozen, locked in perpetuity. What does perpetuity mean again? I knew what that meant once. Perpetuity. Meaning. The state of or quality of lasting forever. Okay, so it's just like an eternal state of sorts. The thing with Emphoria's characters is that they're codes in a machine, and the god might be confused about that. Yeah, it might be, but I still think that's very interesting. You know, because for some of these, like, it matches. Like the bottomless void, staring blankly into the distance, with High Sealants, High Sealants and Nihility, you know, the deep sea, Castoris, constantly updating and reset as if time was frozen, locked in perpetuity. What path was Castoris meant to emulate? I think it was the equilibrium, I'm pretty sure. Might not make sense because he is about to become an emanator, most likely. Mighty could also be related to his factor being like all about conflict and, you know, like things being in opposition, so like the uncertainty. But it could also be backstory, like it could also be like, because this reminds me also of his backstory where like his backstory, like his past clearly has a lot of like contradictions, but no one really points them out ever in the world. Casper kind of sounds like Rebirth. Yeah, that's true. Too. Spins without order. Before eventually swinging to the shape of Crescent Moon, the gun shows great satisfaction at this result. I mean, this seems like a very this is a very Anaxa coded line somehow. Cipher. The eye scans up, down, left, and right, keenly catching every detail, afraid to miss a thing. That would also make sense, I think. And then, yeah. Treeby seems to have gleaned answers hidden somewhere deep. With measuring intent. I don't fully know what that one's about, but the vibes, but I can't, like, explain it. Aglaya, serious and alert as if it's examining a completely unknown realm. And this one's also interesting. I'm a hop and nap. Enjoy your nap. Equilibrium, because twin with Pelixia and all of her lore coming from the previous cycle, and the fact you need to sacrifice one half to obtain death, the Death Core Flame. Yeah. And I think it's just mentioned in the data bank. But I'm pretty sure none of these are like their factor numbers either. I'm pretty sure like Cipher is 945, Mighty is 600. Anaxa is actually what is Anaxa? Is Anaxa 616? Nope, that's Penacony. I think Anaxa's also no. What was Anaxa's factor number? What was Schema's number? Here, wherever. It doesn't matter. Treeby did say that after centuries, she did start to forget parts of her memories. True.
Be grateful for all this That is the sound of thoughts clashing.
Uh, 504, 665, 68, 618. Okay, that was Carlos. That was Aglaya. 216, 405, 600, 945, 720. Oh, never mind. Anaxa was 720. 432, 252. And I feel like the numbers have to mean something. I feel like they have to mean something because I don't believe that they don't. But if they do, then we'll see at some point, probably. Oh god. Bye! Whew! Anyway. I was considering starting the mem event today, but I think we're not gonna do that after all. We are gonna stop here for today. My voice is getting a little scratchy. I should probably get dinner soon, and I want to rest. I am tired still, but it was fun. Chill stream, lore stream, vibe stream, yap stream. We love it. Oh, also wait. Before we end, I'm pretty sure. Hell yeah. What's my pity? Do I have pity? Nope. I should be getting close to it. I think I'm pretty like close to 70-ish pity. It's not this one though. Not this one. Distraction by lore, always distraction by lore. But yeah, Friday, don't know what we're gonna do just yet. Saturday, we have a fun collab with Sarah coming up, member of the Arcana as well, and we're gonna be having a German stream. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be real fun. And totally not gonna. I'm gonna try to set up. I know there is some way to put live captions, live caption translations, and I'm gonna try to figure that out so that even, you know, to the people who do not speak the German, they might still be able to understand some parts of what we're gonna be yapping about. And of course, I think we're probably gonna do like a mixed stream. Like we'll probably switch to English like in between rounds or something. We'll have to see. But I'm gonna see if I can set that up somehow. The meme event seems very fun. I'm actually like very much looking forward to doing it. I like from the snippets I've seen, it seems very fun. But yeah, that is going to be it from me for today. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. And I wish every one of you a lovely rest of your day and night, whatever time it is for you. Stay safe, take care, and I may see you again on Friday or Saturday or I don't know, whenever. Bye-bye! What are you doing? OBS? There we go.